Hi everyone, this is David and welcome to week 3 of your Dreamweaver course. In week 1 you learned how to define a site and to save it as an index file. In week 2 you played around with Dreamweaver's templates to see how they might augment the storyboard and flowchart that you've been working on for your learning object. Now in week 3 the rubber meets the highway. You're going to use Dreamweaver to create the rough draft of your learning object, your one web page, the thing that you're going to be turning in as a deliverable in week 4 of this course. Now, the first thing I want you to do is delete your previous work from Dreamweaver. Those test runs, and I'm sure you've got more than one, those things that didn't quite work out. Go ahead and let's start with a blank slate. Now, to delete your work in Dreamweaver, you need to open up Dreamweaver, go up to Site, Manage Sites, and then a dialog box that will come up and will allow you to delete those dry runs, those test sites. Now, the next thing I want you to do is to create what you see right here, and that is a folder. And this folder is necessary because it's going to be your root folder, and it's also going to contain your assets, your images, your text, any quizzes or videos that you've collected or made for this site. You're going to put them in this assets folder, and also this is going to serve as the place where you're going to save your HTML file as well. Then you're going to open up Dreamweaver, the program, and you're going to follow those steps you learned to follow in week 1 and week 2. The first thing you're going to do is define the site. Go up to Site, New Site, and the dialog box that appears, you need to give your site a name. This is not the title of the site, this is the name of the site. They're different. And then, very important, you're going to browse to your Assets folder. Open that folder up and then select it. And that way, everything is going to have a path directly to that folder. Watch what happens when I click on Save in the right-hand corner. See how everything now in that corner down there in the files is showing only your Assets folder. Okay, let's go to File, Blank Template, HTML Template. Select that template that you decided was going to work for you, and then open it up, and there you go. Now, another important step. Let's go ahead and save this thing to make sure that everything is in the folder the way we want it before we invest any kind of important work in it. So let's go to Save. Now, what Dreamweaver is going to try to get you to do is to save it as a template. Remember, you opened up a template, so it wants you to save it as a template. Go ahead and bypass that and say, no, thank you. I want to save as an HTML file, and select HTML in the dialog box that you see there. Go ahead and give it your name again. We're going to call it indexed, index, HTML, save, and that way we're going to go back and check and make sure everything is synced up and ready to go before we start work. Let's open our master folder. There's the index file, and as you can see, it says Chrome. It's the default browser, and then it's an HTML document. Fantastic. Now, let's open that document up with Dreamweaver. And now we can work on it and be assured that we're working on our source file, our actual index file. Okay, there it is. We're in split view. The first thing I'm going to do is to delete that part of the header up there, because I'm going to insert an image, insert image, then I go to my images folder in my master folder. And as you can see, this is a banner that acts as a header by itself. Alternate text, this is very important in case your image doesn't load. Here you've got a placeholder for that image that tells what it is. And this is also important. This is why this function is in the accessibility box. This is important for non-sighted readers of your and users of your website, their program will actually read out loud to them what you have typed in this box. So it's an important accessibility concern whenever you're designing websites to have a clear name, what's called alternate text, for any image that you put in. So I'm going to put in EWC banner. That way the person will know it's just a banner, it's just a header. As you can see, the banner is shorter than the width of the container. What are we going to do? Well, no problem. Let's see first how big that image is. And we can look down here at the image properties. You simply click on the image and you'll see the properties open up in the properties area down at the bottom. And we see right there that that image is 782 pixels wide. Well, that must mean that our container must be 782 pixels wide. Thus the value of the split screen. We go up to our container tag. There you see it says 960. That's very large. So let's go ahead and put in 782, click back in our design view, and you'll see how they line up exactly. So there I use my design view, the HTML side, in order to make things line up. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is let's go put in our text and format our text. As you can see, I opened up my text from my master folder. I'm going to grab the heading of the entire web page first and put that in the area that has an H1 tag on it. Now watch what happens when I highlight instructions. Look over there in the HTML side. See that the highlight is in between two HTML tags. Angle bracket H1 angle bracket, and then the word instructions, angle bracket /H1 angle bracket. So that's the opening and closing HTML tag, and that H1 stands for header level 1. Therefore, anything that I paste in between those two tags is going to receive the formatting for a level 1 heading. So that's important to remember. The formatting is controlled by those open and close brackets, tags. And watch what happens as soon as I paste that thing in there. Comes out the perfect business letter as a level 1 heading. Okay, let's go back and get some more text. We'll get the opening paragraph. And then we'll go back to our design view. And again, let's watch what happens whenever we highlight it. Notice that the highlighting takes place between two tags. A P tag, opening, and then a closing P tag, /P angle bracket. That means that anything that I paste in between those two tags will receive the formatting of a paragraph. And you can click on CSS down here at the bottom and see that that formatting will be Arial Helvetica. So let's go ahead and paste that in there. Boom, it comes out perfectly. Okay, let's go back to our text pane and let's grab some more real text. Here, this will be a level 2 heading. So let's go back to our design view. Again, we're going to highlight that portion of our template. Notice that the word layout, that heading there, is in between the two tags, H2 tag on the left and a /H2 tag on the right, the opening and closing tags. Therefore, whenever I paste my level 2 header in there, it's going to receive that level 2 heading formatting. Let's paste it in, see what happens. There it is. So that's how the design view works in coordination with the HTML view so that you know where you're always going. I'll try have a level 3 heading. It doesn't look all that great. Let's go back to level 2 heading. Okay, let's go get some more text. This time we're going to grab all of the text all the way down to where it says in my storyboard that I'm going to insert an image. So let's grab that text. Let's go back to design view and let's paste it in between the two tags there that we know will be paragraph formatting. Paste it in, and that looks great. Okay. Let's get a different view on this because we're going to be putting in an image. We want to make sure everything gets lined up well. So I'm going to hit enter one time. That's going to put in a paragraph break. I think we can go ahead and delete the dummy heading and text there since we are pretty far along in our text formatting. Let's go ahead and go up to Insert, Image, That takes us directly to our assets folder. Let's get the image we want, which in this case is a table. I designed this table in Word. I'm going to paste it in as an image. You could also design a table in HTML. My accessibility box, I give it a good clear name for my non-sighted viewers, and there it is. Now, let's make an important point here. I pasted in an image from another program. And whenever you start pasting in images from different programs that you've created, those images haven't necessarily been formatted for viewing on the web. If you create a big old TIFF image in Photoshop or a big JPEG image in PowerPoint or Word, those are going to be big old honking images that are going to slow down your website and interfere with your learner's experience unless you optimize those images for web viewing. So let me show you how to do that in Dreamweaver. The first thing we want to do is to make sure we have our image selected, and we're going to go down and click on Edit Image. The Edit Image pane comes up. As you see, we've got a big old preview there. Take a look at what we've got up there. So look at those numbers up there. As of now, our image is 33.28K. And that image would take 5 seconds to download on the slowest bandwidth out there, which is 56K dial-up modem. 5 seconds is a long time to wait for an image, and you must consider always the lowest common denominator whenever programming these websites, and you don't want somebody to wait 5 seconds to download that image. So let's see what we can do with it. Let's go over and see what other options are available to us. Right now it's PNG 32. Let's see what will happen if we go to PNG 8. Wow, that takes it down to 16K, cuts it in half, and it will take only 2 seconds to download. And we're looking at the preview, and I don't see a whole lot of difference between the two. So I think I'm going to go with PNG 8. We definitely want to select adaptive. That means only part of it will come in. The browser won't wait until the whole image is loaded before it starts showing things. So that's why you want adaptive. Let's check out a few. JPEG looks like that's going to be 112K, 18 seconds, and that's at 80%. That's not good. Let's check out GIF. GIF is not bad. That's 4 seconds, but we know we can cut that in half by going with PNG 8 and really not lose anything. So let's go with that, PNG 8 adaptive, and we have now optimized that image for viewing in a web browser. Okay, let's go back to our storyboard. Let's go grab some more text, and this time we're going to paste it in. I paste it in. I go ahead and format my level 2 heading. Looks excellent. Let's continue on. Let's go back down to the bottom. Let's go get some more text. This is our paragraph and then our bullet list there. We're going to grab all of that text. I'm just going to, since they're in all caps, I'm just going to make these bold. Now, here's another thing I want to show you. Whenever you put your cursor at the end of a line and hit enter, it's going to create, look over here on the HTML side, it's going to create a paragraph break. Notice that it's got the open P and then a break. And notice how much space. We've got 3 lines there. We don't want 3 lines. We only want 2 lines. So let's go back. Let's take a step back. And let me show you a way to do it that won't create a paragraph break. You want simply a break, BR, not a paragraph break, PBR. To create simply a break, what you do is to hold down the Shift key, and as you hold down the Shift key, hit Enter. And whenever you do that, that will create just a break. I'm going to do that now. Watch what happens over on the left-hand side. See, it created only the BR break, not the paragraph break. Okay, let's continue on, and we're going to do that with each item so that each item contains the same formatting because they are in a parallel list. Therefore, all items in that parallel list, in this case a bullet list, must be formatted exactly the same. Again, if I don't hold down Shift, look at what happens. Put in that paragraph break again. Don't want it. Delete, go back up, hold down Shift, hit return, and continue on. So everything must be formatted parallel, exactly the same in a bullet list. Let's go ahead and finish this formatting up here. Okay, I've got the list formatted, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to go get another heading and some more text. Copy, highlight, copy, go back and paste it in. And we're going to format a little bit more because now I've got a heading that came in. So that is a level 2 heading. I've only got 2 levels of heading in this document, level 1 and level 2. And then I'm going to go to my level 3. I'm just going to make this boldface. Not really a heading, it's just a boldface. I don't want things to get too big there. Okay, now I'm going to go put in an image. I go up to Insert, pull down the image, and I go and grab that big full block image there, insert it in. Again, I have to give my alternate text full block template, and so that will tell the non-sighted viewer exactly what that is, and there it is. Okay, let's stop there. We've got a pretty good looking page. Go back up. Oh, it looks like we got one more image to put in up here. And this is good because it will show you how to align things and adjust size. I'm going to put in an image on the right-hand side there. I go to Insert, Image. I'm going to put in my little envelope there. So I go to my Asset folder, click OK. I'll give it the alternate text so that the non-sighted viewer will know what it is. It's an envelope. Nothing important. Whoa! Now, how am I going to put that over on the right-hand side? I select the image, and then I go down to the Align tool at the bottom in the Properties menu. I click on the Align tool. You can't see it, but I'm going to click on right. It's going to jump over to the right, and now all I have to do is adjust the sizing of it. I go to my Edit tool. I go to File. We're not going to worry about the bandwidth till we get the file. I make sure that constrain is on. That's very important. See that check mark in the constrain checkbox there? That means the proportions are going to remain the same as I change the size of the image so that it does not become distorted. That's very important. So with a check mark in the constrain tick box, all I have to do is change one of the dimensions to get it close to what I wanted. 512 is very big. Let's try 200. I simply click in there, it changes. Still a little big. Let's take it down just a little bit more. Let's try 150, 175. See what it looks like. Okay, great. And as you can see up at the top there, I've got it down to 11K 1 second for a 56K modem, so it's going to be good to go. I'm looking at it. It doesn't really need any smoothing. I don't see any pixelation in it. It's a good looking image, and that happens whenever you start with a really high res image and you bring it down. You'll get a good sharpness whenever you optimize it for the web. Okay, to move these things around, it's just like Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. Left click and drag. Let's move it up a little bit more. Left click and drag. As you can see, the wrapping happens automatically because I have it on Align Right. Okay, let's go to Live View and take a look at it. See if we like it. Live View will take off the split, go strictly to Design View. Looks like that margin on the left could be a little bit larger. I definitely would like my table in the middle there. Let's go ahead and save this thing though, and then I'll come back and make those adjustments. But as you can see, everything looks good. I still have to put in my footer down there. Now what I'm going to do is to give the document a title. In that title window up there, this is the title that will show in the upper left-hand corner of the learner's web browser. And so the title that you want to give it is the same title that is the actual name, not of the website, but the actual name of the lesson. And so I'm going to type in the Perfect Business Letter up there. Let's save it, File, Save As, go down to HTML, and try to save it. If it wants you to update links or to save over top, definitely you want to save over top. So I've saved it. Let's close out Dreamweaver. Now we're going to do something very important, and that something very important is called browser test it. There are hundreds of web browsers on the market out there. The three main ones today are Internet Explorer, which comes with every Windows PC. You can't even remove it. As you know, you cannot remove Internet Explorer from a Windows PC unless you put your computer out of warranty. The next one is Google Chrome, and the third one is the open source Firefox. So at least test your page with at least those three browsers and see if there are any differences. Since we're using Dreamweaver and we use XHTML, we shouldn't have any problems at all. So let's go ahead and open up our index page in those three browsers. We're going to open it first with Internet Explorer and scroll through it and see how it looks. And again, we definitely want to give ourselves a little bit more margin over on the left a little bit and center that table, but it looks okay. Let's open it in Google Chrome, which is a great browser if you don't mind Google tracking everything that you do, which they do, in order to offer you, quote, better user experience. Yeah, thank you. And then we go to open up in Firefox. Firefox, their latest updates, they've really been having some problems. You know, they had a big hack a couple of months ago. Okay, looks good. But as you can see, because we did an HTML, that means each browser is going to show it the same. So that's a very good thing. Okay, terrific. We have finished up, and we've gotten a really good start on the rough draft of our web page. Sure, there are things that we wanted to go back and do, but we have successfully created that web page from a template in Dreamweaver, saved it to our root folder, put in images, formatted the text, and we can breathe a sigh of relief. Okay, get it done, and I look forward to your work at the end of week 3. Talk to you later.